In this video, I'm going to explain you the difference between implicit and explicit waits. And also, I tell you when is the right time to use each of them. But first, why do we need to use waits? Well, one of the problems of scraping JavaScript-driven websites is that the data is loaded dynamically. So it can take some seconds to display all the data correctly. As a result, an element might not be located when scraping the website, so we'll get an element not visible exception. This is why we have to make the driver wait until the data we wish to scrape is loaded completely. There are two types of waits, implicit and explicit waits. An implicit wait is used to tell the WebDriver to wait for a certain amount of time when trying to locate an element. In Python, you can import the time library and then make an implicit wait with time.sleep, and inside parentheses you specify the seconds you want the driver to wait. For example, if you want a wait of 2 seconds, you write time.sleep and 2 inside parentheses. We used an implicit wait in the previous video. As you might remember, I set a wait of 2 seconds to make the driver wait 2 seconds after going to the next page. I did this to make sure that all the data was completely loaded when navigating through all the pages. On the other hand, an explicit wait makes the WebDriver wait for a specific condition to occur before proceeding further with the execution. To work with explicit waits, we have to import 3 libraries: by, WebDriver wait, and EC, that stands for expected conditions. After this, we can create an explicit wait. Now let's see the syntax of an explicit wait. The explicit wait is a bit long, so I split it in 3 parts. In the first part, you have to write WebDriver wait, and then inside parentheses, you set the driver and then the seconds you want the driver to wait. Then you write .until. Inside until, we're going to write a condition. So this first part means wait until this condition happens and wait at most 10 seconds. So if after 10 seconds the condition isn't satisfied, the code is going to break. Now let's see the syntax of the condition. So what it's inside the parentheses. So inside parentheses we write EC, that means expected condition, and then that. And what follows is the condition. There are different types of condition. For example, presence of element located, or element to be clickable, or element to be selected, and so on. You have to choose the one you need. One of the most popular conditions is presence of element located. This one makes the driver wait until the presence of an element is successfully located. Otherwise, the code will break. Finally, the last part of this syntax is how we locate this element. So, as you might remember, there are many ways to locate an element, with XPath, class name, ID, and so on. In this case, we have to write by, and then dot, and then the attribute or the XPath. Then we add a comma and write the value inside quotes. If we put these 3 parts together, we'll get this whole syntax. It might look a bit scary, but don't worry, you will get used to it. Now it's time to show you how to make an explicit wait in the code we wrote in the previous video. Okay, to make this implicit wait explicit, first we have to import some libraries. So I'm going to paste the libraries that we have to import here. You can download the script and copy it if you want. So I'm going to add the F here that was missing. And these are the extra libraries we have to import. So now back here, and now here we're using just find element. So it's a single element. So to rewrite this code, I'm gonna duplicate this. Then I comment this out. And here I'm going to delete this. So I write WebDriver wait. We always start with WebDriver wait and then parentheses. Then we write the driver. So I'm going to copy this one and I paste it here. And here we have to set the seconds we want to wait. So this is the maximum number of seconds Python is going to wait. So I'm going to set this to 5 seconds. But the seconds depend a lot on the website you want to scrape and also on your machine. Next, I write dot until, and inside parentheses I write a condition. So I write EC, so expected condition, then that. And here the condition we want to set. So I'm going to set it to presence of element located because it's a single element. So I click on it. And then I'm gonna open parentheses. So I write double parentheses. And here I write by and then dot. And here I can choose the attribute. So in this case, it's gonna be class name because we used class name before here when it was implicit. Then I write comma and write the value. So I open quotes and here I'm gonna copy the value that I commented out and I paste it here. And here I made a typo. It's not Y with capital letter, but this way. So now it's fine. Now I'm gonna add an explicit weight for this second variable. So I duplicate this, I comment it out, and now I'm gonna delete this. So again, we start with WebDriver weight. And in this case, we were using the container element as a context. So this was our reference. So I'm gonna use it again. So instead of writing driver, now I write container. And here the seconds. So again, 5 seconds. Now I write that until EC of expected conditions, and the condition is gonna be similar. So I write presence, but in this case, it's not gonna be just of element located, but in this case, it's gonna be of all elements located, because here, before we use find elements by XPath, so elements in plural. So here we need to do the same. So I'm gonna write presence of all elements located. Now double parentheses, and I write by XPath in this case. Then comma and open quotes. So I copy this XPath and I paste it here inside quotes. And that's it. That's how you add explicit weights. Now I'm gonna comment out this implicit weight just to test this script. So let's see if this still works. So I right click and then click on run. And now we wait until this is done. Now as you can see, Selenium is going to the next page and is supposed to scrape all the pages listed in this Audible website. So now let's wait until it gets to the last page. I think there are 5 pages, so it's not gonna take so much. So now I'm gonna open the CSV books underscore pagination that we created. So I open here and now I click on the books underscore pagination.csv, and here it's the file. So as we can see, all the data was successfully scraped. So there are 20 audiobooks per page and we scraped 5 pages. And that's it. This is how you use explicit weights with Selenium. Now, when should you use implicit and explicit weights? Usually, implicit weights are used when testing a script. They are short and simple, so it helps debugging code faster. On the other hand, explicit weights are long, but they help us write robust and efficient code. So the driver doesn't have to waste time waiting a specific number of seconds, but continue with the execution as soon as the condition is satisfied. To sum up, we can say that explicit weights are good to implement when the script is finished and we want to make the script more efficient, while implicit weights are better choice for testing the code we write. And that's it. You learn how to use implicit and explicit weights in Selenium.